Hello everyone and welcome back to Beaming for Books. My name is Emily and today we're going to do my February TBR. So I recently created my little TBR jar and put some fun prompts in here. So I thought let's just do that for this second month of the year, but for the first time we're going to be doing it from the TBR jar just to make my TBR a little more fun and to make it kind of a challenge as to what books I pick. So I think I have like maybe 40 prompts in here. In my last reading vlog, I asked you guys to leave me any fun prompts you can think of down below. So that still stands. If you think of anything like fun or challenging or wacky, like honestly, the weirder the better, leave it down below so I can add it to my jar. These are just like regular prompts, like, you know, read a fantasy, read a this, read a that, and like this number book on your shelf. So there's nothing like crazy, I guess, intriguing in here, but I still think it'll be a good time. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I think I'm gonna pull 5 for this month so I can still, again, have some wiggle room just in case there's like a new release that comes out or I buy a book that, you know, wasn't on my TBR or whatever. I want to have some room. Oh my gosh, if I can get this lid off. I want to have some room to be able to read other things as well. So without further ado, let's pull prompt number 1. All right, this is, 3 of them fell out. Okay, I'm gonna go with the one in my hand though. So the first one is a middle grade book. So let's see what we have. A middle grade book. I don't really know if I have anything in this general vicinity that is a middle grade book. I think all my middle grades are out on the shelf in the living room. So let's do a little traveling out there and see what we can find. We're traveling to the living room. Oh, my hair looks crazy. All right, for the most part, my middle grades are like very discombobulated down here. Don't even make a comment about that because I already know. I'm not sure what I want to read, but I'm currently reading a book at school right now. I'm not going to count that because that's cheating, but I'm really thinking maybe Esperanza Rising. I love that one. Or my kids are constantly reading this and this book, and I haven't read this yet. So maybe let's read this. Let's pull this one, Wings of Fire. This is the first book by Tula T. Sutherland, and I think this is going to be my middle grade pick. I'm gonna choose this one, The Wings of Fire. This is book 1 in the Dragonette Prophecy. It says the dragons, oh my gosh, there's so much dust on it. The dragons are here to save the day. I'm not gonna read too much into the synopsis because I really don't know what this is about, but my students are always reading these books and loving them. So I picked this up because I want to see what the hype's about, and we're just gonna add this one as our first book to our TBR. Prompt number 2 is going to be, we're just sticking with the younger grades. We have a YA book. I have some YA next to me and one that I've wanted to read, and I have the whole series. I think we're gonna go with The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the same author as The Inheritance Game, and I've heard really good things about this book. It kind of being like a detective, I think, story with kids with powers, maybe? Let's see. So 17-year-old Cassie Hobbs is a natural at reading people. Piercing together the tiniest details, she can tell you who you are and what you want. But it's not a skill that she's ever taken seriously. That is until the FBI come knocking. They've begun a classified program that uses exceptional teenagers to crack infamous cold cases, and they need Cassie. All right, so this is like cracking cold cases and kids with like superpowers or like unnatural powers. I don't know. It sounds really interesting. I've heard really good things about this series in general. I think Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte has talked about this one, and I have the full series. So this sounds like it could be a lot of fun. And if I love it, I have the rest of the series. So I think this is going to be my pick for YA book. So we have a middle grade and a YA. What if I pull an adult, like read an adult book next? That'll be crazy. So first 2 books, let's go ahead with prompt number 3. I'm nervous. Book with a neutral cover Book with a neutral cover. Okay. Again, I'm gonna go with something, I don't know. Let's see what we can find. I'm gonna stand up so y'all can't judge my sweatpants right now. I need a book with a neutral color. Obviously, my bookshelves are kind of color coordinated, but there are some books like thrown in different places that, you know, don't match the theme wherever we are. What do we consider a neutral color? Is that like white or brown? So I'm looking at The Invasion of the Tierling. Sorry, The Fate of the Tierling. But then I have The Invasion of the Tierling, and I don't remember which one comes first or which one comes second. So that's not going to be my choice. But that was definitely something I was interested in. This is a tough one. This is a toughie for me. Does black count as a neutral color? Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna go with Age of Vice by Deepit Kapoor. This is following people in India, and at 3 a.m. there is some kind of like mysterious crime that happens, like a car crash, like a very rich car crashes. And at the scene of the crime, there's no one there except a servant who can't remember like what's gone on, what has led to this event, what has happened. And very quickly it turns into like some kind of, I guess, like deep dive into like these different families and their wealth. And it says that it's action-packed, and it's a story propelled by the seductive wealth, startling corruption, and bloodthirsty violence of the Wadia family, loved by some, loathed by others, feared by all. I think this counts as a neutral cover because it does have like the gold and the black. I'm going to count black as a neutral color. So we're going to read this one for that prompt, and I am super excited about this, even though it is a thicker book. Hopefully the next couple prompts we get are not like read a 10,000 page book, but we'll see as we pull our number 4. We got 2 to go. Okay, book with an even number of pages. What are we going to choose for this? Because I'm lazy and I don't want to get up, I'm just going to look in the general area that I have here. I know that I put a hold for this one on Libby, so maybe this could be one that we read, since the audiobook will be coming. Okay, are we gonna count the last page or the last page of the epilogue? Guess what? Either way, we win, because the very last page of the epilogue is 438 pages, and the last page before the epilogue is 436. So this has an even number of pages, and it is Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant, who is also known as Shauna McGuire. She writes the, what are they called? The Wayward Children series. This book is following some people who I think go down into like Mariana's Trench, or are around Mariana's Trench or something like that. And there's some kind of like scientific exploration or trying to discover something in that area or down in that area. And I think it's about like creepy mermaids. And I honestly don't need to know anymore. It is, again, like a thicker book, but I have been wanting to read this for forever. It's been loaned out on Libby, so I had to place a hold on it, and hopefully it will come in this month so we can read this on audio. If not, we'll be reading this with our eyeballs, but I have been wanting to, like I said, read this for a long time, so glad to be able to put this one on the TBR as well. Awesome. And for our very last prompt, let's pull here. We have a book with black on the cover. Okay, so a book with black on the cover. Again, lazy. Just gonna go with what's in my general area because these are books I want to read soon. The choices are many in this area, but I'm kind of feeling a young adult. So the book that I am drawn towards is up here on my top shelf, and it is called Mere Mortals. I don't know why. This is just the one that my eyes were like gravitating towards. And it says, Even Vampires Deserve a Coming of Age Story. So this is by Erin Jade Lange. And I think this is about a couple teenagers or one teenage girl, and she was once like immortal or a vampire or something like that. And somehow I think she gets turned back into a human. and she has to figure out a way to get back to her true self, which is like her immortal vampire self. So this sounds super cute. Like it says it's a coming of age story, and I think that's like an interesting twist. A vampire coming of age story could be super campy and super fun. So this is definitely one that has black on the cover, and definitely one that I'm happy to add to my TBR this month. So those are the books that we're going to be reading, the 5 books that we pulled, that we're going to be reading based on the different prompts that I got. I'm actually really pumped about all of these books. We got a nice little mix of like middle grade, some young adult, some mystery, some thriller, and then like some campy teen coming of age stuff. So I think this will be a good month. I'm not particularly reading anything like super romancy or adding anything super romancy to my TBR, but like I said, with 5 books, we do have room to add some things in and like read some other things if my heart desires. So let me know down below what you are going to be reading in the month of February, or what you are looking forward to reading in the month of February. And also leave down below if you think of any other TBR prompts that are fun, wacky, silly, outrageous, anything like that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to continue watching my videos, then please subscribe, and I'll see you in a new video soon, guys. Bye!